Hello, today I had the pleasure of interviewing Steve Kamb of Nerdfitness.com. It was the first of what I hope to be many interviews with other experts in the field of fitness, and as it was a pilot episode, it was a chance to learn quite a bit, not only from the person I interviewed, but about using the technology. We did the interview through Skype, and we both just used our laptop webcams and microphones. And as you'll notice, the sound isn't great, and the video quality can get bad. What I hope you focus on is the content. That here you can learn from Steve what his site is all about and what his views on fitness and health are. Because on any project that you start, the hardest step is that first step. And I'm happy to have that first step done. I would love to have Steve back again in the future as his site grows. It's pretty new site, but he has grown quite a bit, and he has a loyal following and a strong community, a strong and growing community. Here's the interview.
All right, I'm here with Steve Kamb of Nerdfitness.com. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. Tell us a little bit about Nerd Fitness. How did you get started?
Sure. Let's see. I've been running the website for about 2 years now, but what happened was, I want to say probably 4 or 5 years ago, I started working out very seriously when I lived out in California, and I kind of realized that I had this strong passion for fitness and diet and helping people out. And then I went online and looked, and I saw that there are 8 billion websites out there for fitness, so I figured I'd have to come up with my own sort of, niche, personal little space in the internet fitness world in order to differentiate myself from everybody. So I had this concept I'm kind of a nerd. I like fitness. Let's stick them together. I bought the domain Nerd Fitness and started writing articles a couple years back, got a personal trainer certification, and yeah, here I am 2 years later, still going strong.
Awesome. And so you were able to quit your full-time job, and
I was
full-time.
Yeah, it's been for about 6 months now. I quit my job back in June, and so far so good. I mean, it's it was definitely a scary time for me,
right? And
a huge transition and change in mindset. But after 6 months, so far so good. I don't see myself going back.
Awesome, congratulations! And not
Thanks.
only are you into fitness, but you're into world travel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm into world travel so much as that I've booked the trip. I haven't exactly started yet, so I can't technically call myself a world traveler until I get out there. But yeah, what happened was I lived with two of my best friends from college in Atlanta up until 2 weeks ago, and a couple months back, one of them told me that he wanted to move to Birmingham, and the other one wanted to move in with his girlfriend. So it kind of put me in a place where, with me running an online fitness, I'm like, well, if I don't have a place to live, might as well go to a car and travel. So beginning in early January, so actually it's mid-January, I'm headed to Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore,
Wow.
And then later on in the year, I'm going to Dublin and Madrid. So I'll be traveling for almost all of 2011.
Wow, that will be exciting. It'll be fun to watch your travels and see all the places you go to. So, back to the Nerd Fitness.
Sure.
You started basically with just a blog. And how did you start to get readers? And how did people start, becoming the what do you call it? The Rebel Army. How did you build the Rebel Army?
Sure. Well, honestly, I wrote. For the first 9 months of Nerd Fitness, I wrote 5 articles a week, and they were terrible. The article, they were very, very generic fitness articles. I wrote what I thought people wanted to read because of what I had read on other fitness websites. And I think in 9 months, and it was really just through word of mouth. Every once in a while, I'd throw out a somewhat decent article, and that would pull in a couple readers here and there.
Right.
But after 9 months, I had only acquired, I think I had maybe 85 subscribers or something like that, 70, 80 subscribers. And the only reason I stuck with it for that long is because, it was something that I was really passionate about. So it took me 9 months to kind of find my voice and figure out how I wanted to present my take on fitness.
Right.
And after 9 months, I finally realized, dude, you run a website called Nerd Fitness. You got to embrace that, So I started injecting my personality into the site. I cut down from, instead of writing 5 articles a week, I switched over to 2 articles a week. And it was like within like a 2-week span, I cut from 5 a week to 2 a week, and I started writing things that I was far more proud of. And, they might have been, instead of writing 300-word articles, and within a couple of weeks, I jumped from, I think, 100 to maybe 200. And from then on out, I've just been writing articles, connecting with manliness.com. He's got, I think, 80-something thousand subscribers. And I reached out to him just saying, hey, man, I love your website. And he clicked through to Nerd Fitness. I didn't even ask him to. He just clicked through and said, hey, I love your website. Let me know if I can help promote it in any way. So from then on out, he's been, he was really instrumental in the beginning in helping me.
And you were able to do a guest post
and
on
since
his
then,
blog?
it's very organically. It's very word of mouth. And now I'm at the point, I just passed 3,500 subscribers, and it's growing between 50 and 100 a week.
Wow, that's awesome. And then when did you start the message boards?
Sure. Back in, I think I launched the message boards right around the time I launched the Rebel Army the Rebel Army setup. So, I wanted to give my community kind of like a rally cry, a common cause to get behind. Mm-hmm. So I came up with the concept for the Rebel Army, and that's when the Nerd Fitness community, instead of just calling them a community or readers, they're all members of the same tribe. They're people that are all trying to do the same thing, live a better life, get in shape, help each other out, and rebel against nerd stereotypes or being overweight, out of shape, living a life without passion. So we're kind of rebelling. So I gave us a voice, and I knew if the community was going to be tight knit and really help each other out, they needed a place to congregate. So I came up, I launched a message boards back in, I want to say March, maybe February, March, somewhere in there, to a very, very small group of people. I think I only launched it to maybe 30 people. Right. And since then, it's now, I think we just passed 600 posters today. Actually, we added I think 60 between yesterday and today. So it's something pretty special.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your philosophy, your fitness philosophy. Then, what is it? It's probably unique to nerds because they have that stereotype they're trying to break out of. So what is the overall philosophy here?
Sure. Overall philosophy, first and foremost, do something. If people come to me, there are so many different ways to get in shape, to get to be happy. So a lot of people might say, well, if I'm going to get in shape, I have to go run on a treadmill for 6 hours and eat Brussels sprouts, and that's it. And well, screw that. I'm just going to go play Halo, or I'm going to sit at my computer instead. I don't feel like doing that. Well, there are so many different ways to get in shape. So, if you don't like running, try weightlifting. If you don't like weightlifting, try ultimate frisbee. If you don't like that, go for a hike with your wife or your girlfriend or your kids, your brother, whatever. There are so many different ways to burn calories and have a good time with it. So if I meet somebody and they say they don't like exercising, all they're telling me is they just haven't found the one thing they really like to do. So I encourage people to keep trying different things until they come across the one thing that really, lights the fire underneath them and says, okay, this is something I can get behind.
Awesome. So it's like when we're all kids, we all enjoy physical activities, and it's just as we become adults, we find more sedentary activities, and sometimes we forget what we enjoy that's physical. I like that. All right. So along with that, we all have different things that we enjoy. I hate these diets or these fitness people who say, oh, you should do this exercise, you should eat this, and this is the only way that you can lose weight. We're all different. We all like different things. And I think the best thing is what motivates you. And it sounds like that's what you are doing, is find what motivates you, which will bring us on to the online multiplayer fitness game, which you are in the process of developing, it sounds like, or is it pretty much ready to launch?
An article about 7 months ago, and I called it real life role playing. It's like, what is your profession? So, everybody, nerds especially, have played role playing games at one point or another in their life. Right. And I kind of wanted to come up with this cool concept to make fitness fun for people and kind of give them that video game experience, but in real life. So not only are they having fun with it, but they're also getting in great shape. So I created all these different professions that you could become. What do you want to be when you grow up, really? And it's like, do you want to be a warrior? And a warrior is somebody that lifts weights and gets really strong. Or do you want to be an assassin? Assassin is more of like a parkour, free running type guy who, scales buildings and rock climbs and does that stuff. Or maybe you want to be a ranger, and a ranger is more kind of combination of muscular endurance and fitness and strength and running all combined into one. So I wrote this article 7 months ago. It's one of the things I had so much fun writing, and one of the most well-received articles I've written. And since then, said the message boards have kind of taken off.
Right.
And I've enlisted the help of 4 guys that are just posting on the message boards all the time and helping out. So they're now moderators for my site, and they emailed me a couple days back, probably about a week ago, and said, hey, we have this idea. We remember that article you wrote. Well, we kind of want to turn that into an actual game on your message boards. And I said, you know what? If that's something you guys want to start developing, go for it. And then like within 24 hours, they had sent me like 8 Google spreadsheets of different levels and classes, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it's
amazing when your community is the one getting things going. That's when you know you're getting to the point where, all right, this is something that will sustain itself, and it's not me day in, day out putting articles. It'll grow on its own now. They created levels then, so if I want to become a ranger, they've created, okay, here's level 1 ranger, here's what you need to do and accomplish, and once you accomplish that, here's level 2, level 3, and so on, right?
Exactly. It's like if you're a scout, if you run a 5K, it could be a level 1 achievement, and then it'd be like run a half marathon could be a level 2 or 3 achievement. So there, and right now it's very manual. It's very, it's almost like going with like an old school pen and paper, Dungeons and Dragons type, board game setup versus a full blown computer program. But hopefully, if this kind of takes off, I'd love to, get to the point where I could turn it into a full program and everything's automated and people can just input their exercises and their workouts, and it'll automatically level up their little character or avatar on their setup. Yeah.
So I think I want to do the ranger, but I'm actually very interested in the assassin because I have no ability to do anything the assassin can do, but I would sure love to learn how to do some parkour or some free running.
I'm the same way. Ranger is definitely, and honestly, that's the cool thing about it. You can be whatever you want.
Right.
Like I'm a really skinny guy, but I wanted to be a warrior, so I just started, lifting heavy weights and trying to eat as much as possible to build muscle, and now I kind of want to be a ranger, so now I'm trying to do a little bit of both. But yeah, you can, if you want to be an assassin, then you start doing it, and they tell you exactly on there, where you can begin and exercises and stuff like that you can do. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And then other than that, the blogs. What is your future like? What are your plans with the site and with the blog and the forums? Are there any other big plans you have in the future?
It's with me traveling for the next 11 months. I will be working the entire time, but I really want to focus on that. I have a book for sale that I sell on the website called The Rebel Fitness Guide, and it's an ebook that I wrote. It's just it's a basic it's a fitness book for people that want to get in shape. Don't know where to begin. So the process on the second ebook in that series for people that are looking for the next thing beyond that. I want to say I've sold almost 300 of them at this point. So I know there's an audience out there. The next step would be that second ebook. I'm also trying to maybe consider developing some sort of subscription-based system where if people want personalized workouts or they want to on a weekly basis exercises and that's adding a platform for that. And I just launched Nerdfitness t-shirts. I'm actually wearing one right now if you can see it.
Yes, I see it, and I've seen it. So, I've seen them on the blog.
So, moving eventually, I'd love to start offering, not just a t-shirt, but sweatshirts. If people want to buy just make sure they know that they're getting something quality and they're not getting ripped off from some overly priced product that has been created by a Navy SEAL or whatever the heck they always tell you things are made out of, so they can charge $3 million for it. But yeah, I see it kind of moving in those directions.
So I think you got a lot going on here, and it seems like you're going to have a busy next year. And I look forward to seeing more and seeing the Nerd Fitness community grow. And I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out. And I want to encourage my viewers, if this is something that interests you, to check it out. Nerdfitness.com. Check out his ebook, his t-shirts, and start getting involved in the community and maybe get involved in the role-playing game. And you know what? Even though it's probably mostly males on his site, I'm sure women. Are there plenty of women in the community?
There are. You'd be surprised. Initially, when I started writing my the demographic I was aiming at was, yeah, guys like me, 25 to 35 males, but I want to guess it's probably a 65-35
Okay.
ratios as males to females. So that's I haven't, it's been cool to see how my writing has covered both males and females. So yeah, there's quite a few ladies on there as well.
Awesome. So it's a community for everybody, and I think it's the most thing. If you want to make fitness fun, and you want to get to know people who are creative and who want to be very supportive, it's a very supportive community. So I want to thank Steve for joining me on the show, and we'll look forward to more excitement. We'll have you back on the show anytime you like.